Beyonce couldn't get pregnant, not naturally. What I do know is this. Beyonce got on that stage with that fake baby bump. It was lined up with the same timing of where Cathy White would have been in her second trimester. The timeline of when she delivered Blue Ivy lines up almost perfect with the timeline of when Cathy White would have delivered. We all know that Blue Ivy came from a surrogate. They shut that hospital down like a president had just been. And parents who had just had children themselves weren't even allowed to see their own kids for 24 hours because of the security that was locking that whole thing down.
$1.3 million is alleged that Beyonce and Jay-Z, the Carters, paid this hospital to have the right.
It finds out that Jay's deceased mistress, Cathy White, was carrying Blue Ivy when she passed away for some time. People have been making assumptions about this, particularly since Jaguar Wright publicly accused Beyonce of being responsible for Cathy's passing. According to the allegations, Beyonce not only forced Jay to remove Cathy, but she also allegedly removed the baby that Cathy was carrying from her. Just before Cathy passed away, Blue Ivy was the baby's name. It seems that while Cathy was pregnant with Blue, Boy fabricated her pregnancy. The news of her giving birth was also widely shared on blogs by Bey. As soon as they brought Cathy out and got Blue. Although Katt Williams was the last person people expected to become involved in this, he began speaking and is now corroborated by Jaguar's statements. People had truly completely forgotten about this situation until the release of Beyonce's album Cowboy Carter last year. The song Daughter, which was included on the album, is thought to be Beyonce's admission that she killed Cathy. In the song, Beyonce ostensibly admitted to her lover helping her hide the fact that she had outlived her beloved's mistress. Additionally, some individuals think that the song's title alludes to Blue Ivy, who they think is the daughter Cathy was carrying when she passed away. The lyrics say, "These dirty floorboards have your body spread out on them, stains from your blood on my handmade clothing. Let me write in, bathroom attendant. She was a huge admirer. I did my best to remain calm, but your haughtiness disrupted my solitude. You are now completely black and blue since I tore your dress. See what you forced me to do." They keep repeating that I'm not at all like my father. Yet I'm the opposite. Of altar boys and choir boys, I'm like my father if you cross me, compared to Titanic water. I am cooler, as I mentioned before. Some individuals believe that the words were too intricate to simply be a song, while others claim that it was only a song. Although Cathy was said to have died of a brain aneurysm at the time of her death, more investigation was conducted over time, and some things simply didn't line up. We should go back to August, since many people find the timeline of Beyonce's delivery and Cathy's death strange. She disclosed her pregnancy on the 28th of 2011 at the MTV VMA Letters. It is said that Bey gave birth to Blue on January 12, 2012, which coincided with Cathy's alleged pregnancy. Cathy was also discovered deceased in her house a few days prior to Beyonce's due date. Beyonce abruptly announces the birth of Blue at the beginning of the new year. People still believe that Beyonce and Jay blew through surrogacy with Cathy as a surrogate and that she was never actually pregnant. As you can see, in terms of although the surrogate carries the embryo in gestational surrogacy, she is not genetically related to the kid. The sperm and eggs of the intended parents are used to generate the embryo. This infant has no genes from the surrogate, but it does have genes from the intended father and mother. This is the reason why, despite the fact that Bey supposedly never carried Blue, Blue resembles Bey and Jay. In case you're wondering why others believe that Bey was never truly pregnant, check out this footage of her growing baby bump while she was seated.
What must have been a fake baby bump visually collapsed as she sat down. I admit, that did look weird, but maybe it was a weird camera angle. Or maybe she wears extra padding to keep her due date a secret. And yes, maybe Beyonce isn't actually pregnant.
Do you know many pregnant women whose tummies protrude like that when they sit down? Rumor has it that Beyonce kicked Cathy out after she gave birth, because she didn't want her to resume having affairs with Jay. Additionally, since Cathy is no longer alive, there is no possibility that she will ever come out to expose Bey. And can we discuss how the hospital was being given more than $1.3 million by Bey and Jay to close the venture floor that Bey was allegedly providing was born Blue on? Oh, is it ever really that serious? Unless, of course, something dodgy is going on that the public is not authorized to know about. Supposedly, yes. People also mentioned this extremely twisted and malevolent poem from Beyonce's song Anger, in which she describes how she would do anything, even dressing in her husband's ex-lover's skin and hair, if it meant that she would be able to keep him bound to her forever. Take a listen, everyone.
If it's what you truly want, her skin over mine, her hair over mine, her hands as gloves, her teeth as confetti, her scalp a cap, her sternum my bedazzled cane. We can pose for a photograph. All three of us. Immortalized. You and your perfect girl.
Hollywood Street King disclosed in a since-deleted article that he had spoken with one of the detectives involved in Cathy's murder, and they informed him that her death was a homicide rather than the consequence of a brain aneurysm. According to the report, I learned yesterday that Cathy Michelle White had unexpectedly departed. So I started looking into it right away. And guess what? Despite what has been extensively circulated online today, Cathy did not pass away from a brain aneurysm. The cause of Cathy's death is unknown, an NYPD detective informed me. We will also have the toxicology and autopsy reports later today. He further stated that the death is being seen as suspicious. A Manhattan apartment located at 130 West 19th Street was a source of a 911 call. Cathy was taken by ambulance since she was ill. She passed away at the Beth Israel Hospital after they brought her there. It was premature to speculate that she might have had an aneurysm. Later today, an autopsy will be performed to determine the cause of death. We'll have to wait 2 weeks for the results of a toxicological test, since someone may have given Cathy a nasty infection. A big newspaper that was looking into the Jay-Z link contacted Cathy 2 weeks before she passed away. She provided them with limited information, but one of our sources claims that after speaking with the tabloid, she called Jay and threatened to make their affair public if she didn't get paid. All of this took place within the last 2 weeks. Then, a little over 48 hours after it was revealed that Beyonce was expecting Jay's child, this young woman unexpectedly passed away under strange circumstances.
Taking her fairly. She actually died screaming, and the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brand's sake. I mean, I'm just speculating.
Well, but she wasn't finished. Later, Jaguar made an appearance in another interview, this time discussing the incident in greater detail, including the claims that Beyonce staged her pregnancy and took Cathy's unborn child from her womb before removing her. It turns out that Blue Ivy is a child that Cathy was expecting prior to Jay removing her.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Cathy White.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress,
yeah,
who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get over by the industry. Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come. You, Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. Don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Cathy. Cause you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
The well-known journalist Liz Crokin also charged Jay with being responsible for Cathy's death. Just days before Cathy died, Liz was actually preparing to speak with Cathy exclusively about her affair with Jay. When Kanye West claims that Jay-Z has a mer, I think he's referring to those who have Cathy White, the reporter I spoke with just before your purported mistress passed away, was removed. I understand everything. I have knowledge of what you did. Get away from yourself. This is your moment, Diddy, and you might be able to share a cell in prison, she added. Justice is on the way. It's just a matter of time until Jay-Z, like Diddy, is exposed for spirit cooking. Jay's got it, I would know. And Kanye said it for a purpose. He is essentially evil. Cathy White will eventually receive justice, I hope. The idols of falsehood will keep falling. Know what I said. Rumor has claimed that Katt has yet to publicly confront Jay and buy about these accusations, because he does not want them to scare him with lawsuits, like they attempted to do to Jaguar when she appeared on Piers Morgan's show. However, he reportedly still thinks Blue isn't his biological child, baby. I think a lot of people agree, too, by accusing of stealing Blue from Cathy, which further validated his claims. Someone commented if Blue was born January 7th, that means when Beyonce announced being pregnant. She was allegedly 4 months pregnant, which means her stomach shouldn't have been that big at the VMA letters back in 2017. I read about this with that deflated baby bump. Someone else remarked, here we are again, and I didn't want to think that it had to be removed from my algorithm. But now I'd like to hear your opinion. What do you think about Katt claiming that Bey and Jay were responsible for Cathy's death? Do you all genuinely think that Blue is a surrogate child? Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Additionally, remember to click here to view this additional nasty video.